Again, this is a tutorial for how to do the inverted or topsy-turvy upside down plant. Okay, you're going to need your supplies. You need to have at least a 2-quart or 2.5-liter bottle. 1 liter is okay. I think 1.5 liter is a lot bigger because you need to make sure that the container can hold the root system of the plant that you are going to be planting in here. So I've got a 2.5 liter here, and this is also a 2-quart. It is 1.89 liters or 64 ounces. And this is for my watering system. This is a Powerade bottle, 32 fluid ounces. Now you can go bigger if you want. But this is okay. And then this way what happens is you just have to make sure you put water in here. Okay, and then you also need twine. You can use other materials if you want. Just remember that eventually this could eventually deteriorate. Okay, but they're pretty strong. So, but you're gonna need a twine, you're gonna need scissors and all, and something to cut with. Okay. And then of course, you're going to, and then for the smaller plants, I'm using a cotton square. This is the one that you use for makeup. Okay. And I usually don't use this step, but for some of you that may want to, I'm going to show you how that's done. And of course you're going to need your plants. Okay, so I've got this plant. This is about maybe about 3.5 inches. This is a red ghost pepper, and this is taller. See, this is a jalapeno plant. Okay, and then you're also going to need light soil because you don't want heavy soil. So I've got 3 different types. Okay, this is called Amen from Kellogg Organics. I also have, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. This type is very light soil. I also have peat moss. And you need the peat moss because peat moss will retain moisture, and that's what you need for a self-watering system or in a vertical garden or topsy-turvy garden. I also have the regular flower and vegetable garden soil. This one is good because it has vermiculite. See all the white spots? That's all vermiculite. So what you're going to do is mix your soil. What I usually do is mix almost an equal portion. I put a little bit more garden soil and not too much of, I'd say about 1/4 of the garden soil, 1/4 each of the peat moss and the amend to get it like this. And the soil is very light, and you don't want soil to be too heavy, so you can't put pure garden soil because then it'll be too heavy for the vertical or the inverted plant. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is take your bottle. I'm going to cut this out. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you know, looks nicer. I've also used the half-gallon milk jugs, and of course I can't take out the labels for that. Okay, make sure that your bottle is nicely and rinsed out with so that's as much as I can take off. I'm not gonna bother trying to take everything off. Okay, and what you do is you take this off. And then what you're gonna do is take off, you see where the rim is? Right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a line here, use it, and this is what I'm gonna use as my cutting guide. Okay, so I take my little saw, and I'm gonna cut a little hole in it. Okay, so now I've got a little hole. And then I'm gonna take my scissors and cut all the way around. So now I've got this cover out, and I'm going to take my awl, and so you go down about maybe an inch, and then you poke a hole in it. You have to make it wide enough for your stringing material to go in, and this is why I like the awl, because you know, you have it is graduating. I was using a screwdriver before that, but it's too long. It was too much work, and I don't like to do stuff that takes forever. Okay. Now what you want to do is take your string. Now here's the part that you might need to pay attention to, because you can put, what I'm doing is I'm only going to put one part of the string, one side, because where I'm hanging this is going to be on the other side. And what you need to also remember is that you have to make enough room for your drip system. So I can make it long, and then I can always cut this when I do the final tie. And then all you need to do is poke this through the hole here. Tie. Okay, so I'm not gonna put this side in yet until I get to where I hang the this plant. Okay, now I'm going to do the water system. So I'm gonna take off the label. Okay, you're gonna keep the cap for this one. Again, make sure that it's clean. And I'm gonna cut out the opening here. I'm gonna leave, instead of cutting off the bottom, I'm going to leave it because I'm gonna use it as a cover. not gonna cut all the way through to this one because I need the cover. Because over here we've got all kinds of falling debris, so I don't want all that debris to go in my water. So I'm cutting about, and I'm leaving about 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And then I'm going to take the awl again, and I'm going to poke a hole through here about 3/4 of an inch. And then again, I'm going to do the string. And I don't need a long one for this because this is going to go right into the planting jar. But I am going to double it. And then again, I'm going to cut a little bit longer than I normally would do, just because of the area that I'm putting it in. And poke it through again. And tie. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is also put the cover back in. Okay, don't make it too tight. And for this to attach to this later, I'm going to need 2 extra strings. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the side. Okay, now we're going to get ready to prepare the plant and plant it. Okay, so I've got my mixed soil already in here. And so what I'm going to do is plant the, what is this? The red bell pepper. So this is a smaller one. I should have done 2. Okay. If you plan to do the small one, because this is a small one, and this is where this comes in, but right now I'm not going to plant this, but I'm going to show you how to do it because I'm going to plant this later. Okay, so what you do is you cut that like that. Okay, and then take this out. Try not to take out all the soil, but you need this. Oh, I guess I can do 2. Okay, I guess I'll show you how this is done. Okay, so you're gonna take this off as much as you can. You're gonna put that dirt back in later. Okay, try not to mess up the root system too much. Okay, and then what you need to do with this, because it's a smaller plant, you're gonna try to prevent it from slipping out. So you're gonna insert this and do this. Okay, now we're going to insert this. Okay. And so I'm going to put this down in here, and then I'm going to push the leaves. I'm going to push the leaves through. Now be careful you don't harm the leaves too much. Okay, so as I do that, I'm slowly pushing in the dirt. See? So you slowly pull it out. Don't force it, because then you're going to hurt the plant. And see this little cotton thing here, because it's a small plant, it's gonna help to hold the plant in as well, so that it doesn't fall out. Okay, now that you got it nice and secure, you don't have to pull too hard. Okay, don't pull hard, because you don't want to pull the plant off of the roots. And then what you do is put the dirt that you took out back in. And fill it up. I never use gloves when I garden because I just like to touch the dirt. Okay. So fill it up close to where you have the hole. And you can fill it a little higher, but it's going to go down. This water is going to go down. I mean, the dirt is going to go down once you water it. So kind of tap, tap, tap a little. Okay, I'm going to show you this part. And I'm going to pause it for a little bit while I create the bottle. Or maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the side for now. When you're going to do a bunch of them, lay it down without hurting the plant. So I'm going to do this one, and I can't take this off so that I can show you how to do the bigger plant. I'm going to be planting, what am I planting here? Just a hot cayenne, habanero. I guess I'm going to do the jalapeno. Okay, so this is, I think, taller, unless I do the habanero. I think I'll show you how to do the one with more leaves. Okay, I'll do this one. And for me, I'm going to cut here just so I can get better rooting system for this. And you don't have to use a saw. You can use an X-Acto knife to make your hole if you want to. Because all you need to do is make sure that you can get your scissors through. Try to clean it up a little so you don't get cut when you're working to put the plant in. Okay, so then I'm going to do my hole punch. Crooked for this one. And then do my string. Okay, I'm only going to show you the part where I'm going to put the water in. I mean the plant in, because so you can see how to actually get all the leaves in. And I don't use the cotton, square for this one because this plant is strong enough, I think. And I'm only going to tie one side because of where I'm going to plant this and hang it. Okay. I'm going to put this up here for now. Oh, and if you are, to remember what the plant is, put the sign back in, or you can make a sticker or something that's waterproof and put it over here so you remember what that plant is. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. This is the habanero. This one has a lot more leaf, and it's maybe about 6.5 inches. Okay, I'm not using the cotton this time. And I'm gonna just try to put it in this way. Okay, so you have to be careful when you're putting in a plant that has a lot more leaf. Well, I guess I need to take this off because I need to be able to work. So I'm doing this so I can actually get my hands in there because I'm going to need my fingers to help guide. So you see the roots? Try not to damage the roots. And I think for my first one, I think I damaged it. And so it's taking longer to recover. Okay, so I'm going to put it in. And then I'm going to guide it, I don't know if you can see, with my fingers. But you don't want to ruin the leaves as much as you can. So you try, I already poked one, but that's okay. And then use the soil to push it through, and then gently pull out the plant. And then you push all the dirt back down. Oops. Wait a minute, I'm missing some. Because you don't want to leave any of the leaves inside, because they're gonna rot. Okay, there we go. So make sure all your leaves are out. And I'm missing one again. Okay, so now you see there's no leaves left inside. Okay, so it does take a little bit of time. So you have to be patient and slowly, gently pull through, push the plants through. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So you notice there aren't any greens left in here. Okay. And then put the soil back in that you took out. then add the new soil. And you can tap it as you're going. And now you've got your topsy-turvy upside down habanero. This is a habanero, so I'm going to put this back in. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to hang this. I'm going to walk over to where my planter is, my hanging structure is. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm at where I'm going to hang this. So hold it. And see how long I made the string. Okay, so I want this to be low enough so that I'm going to be able to put this in. Okay, so this is about the height I need. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the excess. Now this is where it gets tricky because you have to be able to hold the plant container while you put in the string. Okay. So now I'm going to tie it up. And so now it's pretty secure. Okay. Now I'm going to put in the watering system. Make sure that you're going to be able to open and close the lid. I mean, you don't have to keep the lid on, but I keep mine on just so that it doesn't get anything in the water bottle. And plus too, it kind of helps with condensation where you don't have too much of the water come out too quickly. Okay, so I've got it maybe about, I don't know, 10 inches or so, but I don't want it to be too close to here. So, I mean, that's up to you. And I'm going to tie it off. I'm tying it together with the hanging string for the plant. This way they stay together. Now, what I could have done, in fact I can do that right now, is loosen this up a little so that I'm going to have that extra string that I need to tie this together so they're stable. That was the what you needed to do with the extra string that I cut off earlier, but you don't need to if you do what I'm doing right now. Okay, so you see I'm adding extra here, and I'm not going to tie it together yet. Okay, so now I've got this here, and I'm tying this here. See, I've got the hanging string and the water string being tied together. So that way it keeps it together and it doesn't move from the plant. Just make sure that it's level and that it's directly under your plant. Okay, so now I'm going to take the string and I'm going to tie it to the plant string. So that those two strings are together. Excuse the dogs. Okay, now this is your drip system. Okay, I'm gonna pause it until these dogs are done barking. Okay, dogs are done barking. Okay, so what you need to make sure, okay, this. I think I made it crooked. Okay, now what you want to do is fill up your water container. Oh, here goes the dogs again. Okay, and this is how you create the drip system. This is why you save the cover. Okay, so what you're gonna do is kind of open it up a little bit. You see how the water is starting? So you're gonna get a big drip in the beginning. Okay, so you don't want drips that much. Okay, you want it to be a little slow. So what you want to do is tighten it a little until you get to the right drip consistency that you want. That is still too fast. I guess I'm shaking the bottle. The bottle was shaking, so it's causing too much. It does take a little bit of time to play with the seal until you get to the right consistency. See, at the bottom over here, the water is starting to pool. And that's what's going to happen is as it pools, it's going to start dripping. So play around with the cap, tighten as needed. And then you do have to check, because as the water reduces, you may have to check to open this up just a little bit more, so you do have the drips. Okay, so that is done. And now what you want to do, and what I'm doing is I'm closing this now, so that nothing goes in there. Now you're gonna water your plant completely to make sure that it has a nice wet soil to start with. You need to make sure that it does. You see how the water is starting to drip? I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark here. So check to make sure that everything is wet and moist. So I'm going to add a little bit more just to make sure that all the sides are wet. And there you have it. An inverted planter with self-watering system. Make sure you check this at least every other day or every day And that's the beauty of it, is all you need to do is go around and take a jug and water this instead of the plant. All right. If you have any questions, you can post underneath after this video.